this time, true as it can be. The theater is a living, breathing entity. There's all these invisible artistic threads between all of us and the people who came before us. We're in theaters named after those people.
The elegant Lunt-Fontanne Theatre is named after two Broadway legends, Alfred Lunt and Lynn Fontanne.
The Lunts, as they were known, were a great acting team, a great acting husband and wife, and really a kind of bulwark of artistry in the American stage. And in fact, when the Lunt-Fontanne Theatre opened, it opened with a production starring Alfred Lunt and Lynn Fontanne, Friedrich Dürrenmatt's The Visit.
The Lunt-Fontanne was built in 1910 by the legendary producer Charles Dillingham, who named it the Globe, after Shakespeare's theatre in London.
The Lunt-Fontanne Theatre is one of the most spectacular theaters on Broadway architecturally. It's one of what I call the impresario theaters. It was the theater of Charles Dillingham, and he wanted a theater that would reflect his importance in the theater industry. So he commissioned Carrère Hastings, who were among the great American architects of the early 20th century.
Carrère Hastings designed the theatre in the Beaux-Arts style.
The facade of the building is filled with theatrical masks, and this is a typical Beaux-Arts form. And then on the interior, the idea was to make it really lavish, that the audience would be in a palace. The most spectacular part of the interior of the Globe Theater was the retractable roof that would make it more comfortable for theatergoers during the summer.
Though not an exact replica of the original, today's Lunt-Fontanne reflects a modern interpretation of luxury and elegance.
What you want to do in restoration is you want to honor what the forebears and the creators of the buildings have created. For instance, with the Lunt-Fontanne Theatre, that the renovation that we did in 1999 has put it in its most beautiful format. One of the most beautiful parts about the Lunt is the mezzanine lobby that has all these murals in it. It just takes you to a magnificent place.
Dating back to the 1920s, Charles Dillingham created just such an enchanted place, with a distinguished run of successful musicals. Sadly, his career ended with the stock market crash of 1929. His theater was forced to close, and for 30 years became a movie house. It was the end of the golden age of the Broadway musical, when in 1959, Rodgers and Hammerstein created what would be their last collaboration, The Sound of Music, with Mary Martin at the Lunt-Fontanne.
This is a marvelous story about the power of love, the power of music. It's also set against the wartime backdrop of Nazis and oppression and the fear of what may be coming. It's got these incredible songs that are very much part of our consciousness today.
That tradition of unforgettable plays and musicals has continued at the Lunt-Fontanne. Beginning in the late 1990s, Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid brought new audiences to the theater. Award-winning composer Alan Menken created scores for both.
Be our guest, put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round. When you're writing a musical, the choice of theater is very important. How big is the orchestra going to be? How intimate does the setting need to be for this musical to be effective? In my mind, having a theater as a home and the sense of feeling at home in these Broadway theaters is a constant thrill.